Welcome to Talking Pictures Trivia, the podcast in which a group of geographically challenged friends explore movies through trivia as an excuse to keep their friendships alive. I'm one of these friends and today's host, Nick, and with me is...
Tom.
Kevin.
Pat.
Thanks for joining us. Today, we're taking a break from our regular schedule for a format we like to call Talking Trivia Trivia. There will be 3 rounds of 3 questions, with each question worth 1 point. You can lose a point if you get the answer wrong, but I'll give you 3 to start. Whoever has the most points at the end of round 1 will be in the hot seat and asked a final question. That person can wager any amount of accumulated points on getting the question right, while the remaining contestants can do the same, betting for or against. Points will be added or subtracted accordingly, and we'll have our winner. Good luck to all.
It's time for round 1.
The questions in round 1 will all pertain to 1998's The Big Lebowski.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right.
This is one that I wouldn't mind being in the chair here answering the questions, because I was quite the fan of this film. I haven't seen it in many years, but definitely got a lot of views under my belt.
My wife and I did our honeymoon in Iceland, and there is a
Nice.
Big Lebowski bar in Iceland, and they just it is. I'll leave it at that.
Nice.
It's time for question 1.
Why does the dude visit Mr. Lebowski? Tom.
People who come for the Big Lebowski have urinated on his rug, and he wants to be indemnified for it.
Micturated.
Yes, to demand payment for his rug, because the rug really did tie the room together.
Fair enough.
It's time for question 2.
What does the dude put in the briefcase that he is going to give to the kidnappers? Pat.
Oh, it didn't buzz me at all.
So, I mean, we should be fair. The dude puts nothing in the briefcase because the dude doesn't have the briefcase. Walter puts his undies in the briefcase. So, again, I don't know which answer KJ is going for. The dude doesn't put anything. Walter puts his undies into the briefcase.
So
Are the others okay with this being the answer? Because
Yeah,
that's like that
what I
you
thought. That's
had
what I
a
was
wide
going
berth
for.
on your question
I
there.
missed the
or
buzzer.
answer. Tom missed the buzzer.
So I would have said the same thing.
It's
Yeah.
a giant red button on your phone.
well, because Tom is further from the servers. I'm in Queens.
No, it didn't buzz. It literally, I missed the phone.
I didn't buzz in because I last saw this movie so long ago, and I think I saw it maybe 1.5 times.
Okay. Well, the point is going to go to Pat, because when you get into the technicalities, you are correct, but the answer that was given to us on the illustrious sheet here is his laundry, but I will accept laundry.
It wasn't his laundry. I'm pretty sure it was Walter's laundry.
That's what I said.
But Walter didn't put anything. But the question was, what did the dude put in there? The dude didn't put anything. It was Walter.
So you are correct. So that trumps what we got here. So the word laundry was there, and laundry was in a briefcase that the dude did carry. So you're getting the point, Pat. I think we probably should move on.
Fine.
It's time for question 3.
After talking to Lebowski's wife, what does the dude say he's going to find? Pat.
An ATM.
Yes.
And I mean, I think this is a family-friendly thing, so I won't say why he wants the
Quite
ATM.
the risque scene, or
Yes.
suggestionable.
Yes.
So after round 1, Pat is in the lead with 5, Tom with 4, and Kevin with 3. It's a close game.
It's time for round 2.
All of the questions in round 2 will pertain to 2004's Disney The Incredibles.
Oh God, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Okay.
To
Well,
refresh
Ayn
everyone's
Rand
memory,
meets
a
Pixar.
survey was done by each of you ranking your familiarity with said films.
I didn't see it.
Then I don't know what's
Well,
wrong with his survey.
Am I ahead of the game here? I saw it maybe at least 10 years ago. So
I think
Maybe
you're,
I
I think
did
you're
see
looking
it.
strong.
I know. I mean, I definitely saw it.
It's time for question 1.
What is Bob's, otherwise known as Mr. Incredible, day job?
I know Wallace Shawn yells at him a lot, but I don't know what it's.
What's his day job? When he's not a superhero, what's he do? I see Kevin buzzed in.
I want to say he's a salesman of some type. Is that close enough?
I think that's close enough to losing a point.
All right, cool.
Oh, a late buzz from Pat.
He's an insurance adjuster. Like,
Oh, that's exactly what he is. That's not a salesman, Kevin. If it was anything close, I would have given it to you.
because he
Yes.
has to. Because I remember it. Because he has to walk the old lady through how to make her insurance claim so that she gets it.
He's back office. He's not selling insurance.
Yeah. Equally skeevy, but yeah.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be awful.
It's time for question 2.
What is the name of the youngest child of Bob and Helen?
Her name is Helen.
Kevin, buzzed in.
Jack, but they call him Jack, I think.
You are back up to 3 points, my friend.
All right.
That is correct. Little Jack.
Well done.
Here we go. Last one for The Incredibles, which has been an incredible round.
It's time for question 3.
Edna E. Mode is a supersuit specialist. What is the one thing she will not do? What is the... There's the question. There's more to the question.
That's not fair. What was the one thing she will not do? How am I supposed to know?
It definitely sounds like the end of a question.
There's 2 parts to this question.
Fine. Well, we'll throw it up to chance. Go.
Let's just keep going.
Keep going. I apologize.
Edna E. Mode is a supersuit specialist. What is the one thing she will not do? What is the one thing she will not include with the supersuit?
I feel like I have to be fair and let Pat buzz in first on that one because it's...
Pat, I know you've been trying very hard here. What is it?
No, it's not fair because you're right. I already knew that it was not the end of the question.
Okay, Kevin, technically, Pat did buzz in too early.
Wait, you knew it was the end of the question?
I knew it was the end of the
deal
question because I still buzzed in too early.
He interrupted
Okay.
I still knew that it was not the question.
Gotcha. All right. No, I'll take it then. Yeah, sure. Capes. She won't do a cape.
Capes, darling. I don't do capes.
I actually remember that. Oh, I must have seen this movie.
I remember the scene.
The cape, like, gets caught in a, like, it was a past person, right? And the cape got caught in a propeller.
The
jet engine, I
caught in
think.
things, a jet engine. They keep getting caught in things.
Yeah.
I love Ayn Rand meets Disney. It's just fantastic.
Is that what it is?
Have you? Yes.
Oh, okay. Which one?
That is Atlas Shrugged. They even have an Atlas Shrugged imagery when he holds up the world at the beginning.
No.
All the great people are being held back. It's Atlas Shrugged.
I don't know the movie at all.
Oh, it is.
I only know that capes get caught in propellers.
Oh, no.
Unless that's an Ayn Rand principle.
I'm not even joking. This is Ayn Rand meets Disney. That's what it is. That's the theory, is that the great people are being held back, and they have multiple Ayn Rand imagery throughout it.
Deep.
Yeah.
I read probably the first 200 pages of Atlas Shrugged and rolled my eyes and said, "This is kind of dumb." And...
I don't even mind the philosophy, fine, but it's a poorly written book.
That's the thing
that
with me.
Bothers me more than anything.
When it turned into some like crappy romance thing, it was like, you are bad at writing philosophy. You're terrible at writing romance. Let's
She's
Let's
even
just
worse
move
at
on
writing
here.
about trains. I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, at the end of round 2, still a very close game. Pat is in the lead with 6, and Tom and Kevin are tied with 4. I think this is a pretty high-scoring game for us so far. So let's see what happens in round 3.
It's time for round 3.
All questions in round 3 will pertain to, and we're not going to just do one movie, okay? We're going to lump this into the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And nothing
Cool,
before
cool.
1980. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
true.
let's
Couldn't even give me Gone with the Wind. Couldn't even give me Gone with the Wind.
I think it started in 2001.
I think I know Lord of the Rings better than Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind I got through once.
That was the only movie that KJ included in that survey before 1940.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You say you haven't watched movies since since a certain date, but you crushed.
It's not that I haven't watched them, it's that I haven't watched them in the last 10 years.
It seems not to matter.
It's time for question 1.
How does one simply not get to Mordor? Pat.
See, there's no video, so it's not quite the same, but one does not simply walk into Mordor.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. So bringing you up to 7.
It's time for question 2.
How many rings did Sauron make for men? Tom.
7.
7 is incorrect.
Oh.
Pat.
He made 7 for the dwarfs, Tom. He made 9 for the men.
Mm-hmm.
3 for the elves,
Mm-hmm.
and 1 for himself.
Mm-hmm.
To rule them all.
Yes. 9.
The answer is 9 for mortal men doomed to die. Bringing you up to 8. Tom's at 3. Pat's at 8. Kevin's still at 4.
It's time for question 3.
Who does Sam marry? I see a buzz just from Pat.
Daisy May?
Pat will lose a point.
Dang it.
Now, do either of you want to buzz in, or do you want to keep the points you have to wager on? So you can, if you don't know it, you each, Tom, you'll keep your 3 points. Kevin will keep your 4.
Yeah, I don't know what her name is.
Yeah, I know she'll be picking the first of the summer strawberries, but I don't remember her name.
Her name is Rosie Cotton. How can
Oh
you?
gosh, wow, I was really freaking off. Who's Daisy May?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Daisy May and the,
Is that Little Abner? What is that?
I don't know where that.
Yeah, I want to say Miss Daisy from Driving Miss Daisy might have been
Yeah,
Maisie.
maybe.
Oh yeah, Morgan Freeman. There we go.
It all connects.
After 3 rounds of trivia, Pat has 7 points, Kevin has 4 points, and Tom has 3 points. That puts Pat in the hot seat. Pat, today we had trivia from The Big Lebowski, The Incredibles, and The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Which movie would you like for the last question?
We definitely aren't doing The Incredibles. Lord of the Rings is very long. There's a lot you could pull from that, but I think of those 3, that's probably the one I've seen the most. It's debatable between Big Lebowski. I'm gonna go Lord of the Rings just because I feel like it's a good film. There's a lot to draw from. Let's go with Lord of the Rings.
Okay, The Lord of the Rings it is. How many points do you wager?
Kevin had 4, I have 7, right? All right. I'm gonna bet. I'll bet 3. Why not?
Okay. Wagering 3 of 7.
I bet 2. Sorry, I'm gonna bet 2. 2. Let me do it. Let me change it. 2.
Of 7.
Might as well.
Smart decision.
Yeah, that is the. I reconsidered my math.
2 of 7. Kevin, of your 4, how many will you be betting? And for or against?
I'll bet it all on against.
Okay, 4 against. Tom, you have 3. How will you be
I only have
wagering and how
3.
many?
I guess I'll wager all three because that'll bring me up to 6 against.
It's time for the hot seat question.
Pat, according to Boromir, played by Sean Bean, what does Gondor not have? What does Gondor not need?
That's a good question.
I probably shouldn't have said it that way too.
No, because it doesn't help. Gondor does not need. I don't remember. Oh shoot, Gondor. Friends? Let's go with friends.
Okay, unfortunately, that is
Oh
incorrect.
no!
Gondor has no king. Gondor needs no
There
king.
you go.
Oh, wise betting by my opponents.
Okay, so when the dust settles, it looks like Kevin will be taking down this episode with 8 points, Tom with 6 points, and Pat with 5 points.
God, I came in last.
What'd you say? I know you ended up at last. Oh, gosh. Hey, that was a battle to the end there, though. I'd like to once again congratulate our winner of the week, Kevin. Congrats. Way to take it down in the hot seat round.
Yay.
Well done.
Thank you.
Everyone is very appreciative of your win there, I can see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're done.
Oh no, we are.
Yeah, yay! We have to be
Minimal-
audibly appreciative.
Minimal participation takes it.
In addition to our website, talkingpicturestrivia.com, you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as our YouTube channel. We are extremely grateful for any positive reviews, as those help others like you find us. If you like what you hear, remember to like and subscribe to our show. Do you have any related trivia questions to stump us? Let's continue the conversation on Twitter at Talking Studios. Have additional thoughts? Email us at talkingpicturestrivia@gmail.com or give us a call at 201-467-8679 for a chance to be featured on one of our future From the Listeners episodes. Thanks everyone for joining us today.
My Twitter handle is at Tom's Office Fly.
Oh, yeah.
No, but
My Twitter handle is only available when I complain at airlines because they respond and get me on a plane. That is literally the only reason I have Twitter.
Oh, yes.
My Twitter has a typo in it. That's how bad my Twitter is.
How about your Twitter, Tom?
What is my Twitter is at Thomas Lehman 15. Talking Pictures Trivia B-side. Come listen to the B-side.
I can also be found on Twitter at The Nickname. Join us next time for our regular Talking Pictures Trivia, where we will be discussing Nick's suggestion from 1999, The Matrix. Stay tuned for our first impressions of this film. So, on the next episode, we'll be discussing The Matrix from 1999. That is the original.
I saw this movie, I think, in theaters when it first came out, which would have placed me, I believe, in high school. I actually remember very clearly when I first saw the trailer. It was during the Super Bowl. I think it was one of the Green Bay Super Bowls back when Brett Favre had the most touchdowns of anyone, or right around there. And it really is a cultural touchstone in the sense of it offers this kind of special effects that we hadn't seen before that look different from anything else. If you compare it to like Star Wars Episode 2, it's even more distinct. How sometimes it's, not about volume, but more about cleverness. And the new life of the movie online in the sort of red pill blue pill conversations is also very interesting, and so this movie has had this kind of really fun, I would say, online afterlife, which is very ironic considering the plot.
1999, I'm a freshman in high school,
And I know I went to the theaters to see it, but I can't actually remember going to the theaters. It was probably with you guys, but I do remember seeing the last scene of the movie in theaters for some strange thing. But one thing is how influential this was on our friend group. Like we were already into computers, right? Playing StarCraft and Diablo and the whole 9 yards. But after this, it kind of became okay or cooler to be into computers because of how cool the Matrix made computers look. So I remember, I mean, we weren't wearing trench coats because unfortunately Columbine was right after this, but the whole aesthetic people were into, at least in, as a freshman in high school. And then a few months ago, actually, we watched it with our daughters. I think it was the first rated R movie for my younger daughter. And then I knew we were doing it for this, so I started trying to think of other movies to watch that might be similar. So something like Ghost in the Shell, Open Your Eyes, Dark City, Paprika. And then before this, I watched 2 and 3, which don't hold up as well as the original, and the Animatrix. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about it, guys.
So this was one of the most hyped movies for me. I remember watching some kind of special on HBO. I think it was even before the trailer might have come out. And I remember thinking, okay, I've got to go see this with my friends. And I don't remember if it was with you guys or some of my other friends from Midland Park at the time. I remember my mom taking us because we weren't able to see it ourselves because we were underage, is rated R. And she bought us tickets, dropped us off, and then left. I think she actually had to walk into the theater with us and then just turn around. So yeah, I remember really enjoying the movie when it came out, and sequels not so much. And I think I'd rewatched the first one several times, and then after the sequels came out, I watched those in theaters, and then I don't think I watched again any of them until recently.
Well, similar to all of you, I do know that I saw it in the theater. I don't necessarily remember which of any of you I saw it with, but I'm pretty sure it probably happened that way. And I was a big fan of this one. I know for a fact that I definitely saw the sequels in the theaters as well, not as enthused. It's one of those situations where you see a movie that really hits you hard and you're like, oh, I want to know more about it. And I want to know all the ins and outs. And then you get all the ins and outs and you're like, you know what? Actually, I think I would have preferred if this was a standalone movie. But I was very much looking forward to rewatching this one and having this discussion with you guys on this coming episode. So the hot seat questions that we didn't use today are as follows. For the Big Lebowski, this one actually I had to think about. I don't think I would have gotten this one right. I haven't seen this movie in quite some time. What is the name of the bowling alley?
Oh gosh.
I don't know.
What is the name of the bowling alley?
The name of it is prominently displayed as they're going into the bowling alley.
I can picture it, but I can't picture what the name is.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten it right either.
No, I have no clue. I would have guessed Kingpins, but it's not right.
That's a different movie.
That's what I was going to say. I know it's not right, but I would have guessed.
I had the same exact thought, and it's like there's another movie kind of around that time called Kingpin. Let's go for it.
I know it's not right, but that would have been
Any guesses? I'll give it to you.
What is it?
It is the Hollywood Star Lanes.
Oh, I would never have got that.
No, me neither. And I
not in a million years.
Maybe when I had been watching it more religiously in that college era, I may have had a chance at that, but it's been quite some time since
You could have given me 7 million tries, and I could have just mixed words until the stars died. I would have got that.
You could have given me Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I think it would have still taken me 20 or 30 guesses to get there.
Well, the next one would have been challenging if you hadn't seen it recently, and even if you did. So that's for The Incredibles. And the question was, what is the name of the villain who gets away during the prologue?
Mr. Sinister? Is that
not Mr. Sinister?
Captain Sinister?
I remember Iceman features prominently, but he's the good guy, right?
Villain.
I don't remember.
Villain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Sinister right?
Sinister is not anywhere close to right.
Okay. Fair enough. I don't think I've seen the movie.
It's like something robbery, right? Like he.
I have no idea.
It's kind of a play on words, but the villain's name who gets away is Bomb Voyage.
Yeah.
It's funny, but yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
No. Okay.
Tom, are you actually the 15th Thomas Lehman on Twitter?
I think so, yeah. What's upsetting is like so many of them are doctors, so I'm just like relatively less valuable.
I think mine is I think Gavin Pat. I can't remember if it's Gavin Pat or Gavin Pat. I don't remember which one it is because I never use it.